Most people aren't broke because they don't make enough money. They're broke because nobody ever sat them down and said, "Here, this is how money actually works." Not in school, not from their parents, not anywhere. And that's not their fault, but it is their problem. So I'm going to do that right now. 15 rules, the ones I wish someone told me way earlier. And I'm not going to make it complicated because it's not complicated. People just make it sound that way. Rule 1. Move your savings before you can spend it. Here's the honest truth about saving money. If you can see it, you will spend it. That's not a character flaw. That's just how everyone works. Money sitting in your account feels available, and available money gets spent on something. Sometimes something dumb, sometimes something you needed, but it gets spent. So stop trying to save what's left at the end of the month. There will never be anything left. Instead, the second your paycheck hits, automatically, before you even look at your account, a fixed amount moves to a separate savings account. You never see it, you never miss it. It just quietly stacks up. People who do this end up with 2.5 times more saved than people who earn the exact same amount but try to save manually. Same income, one small setup that takes 10 minutes, completely different outcome 10 years later. Start with whatever number doesn't stress you out, even $50. Then raise it a little every few months. You will adjust. You always do. Rule 2. When you get a raise, live like you didn't. You get a raise, few $100s extra a month. First instinct is, okay, I can finally afford that thing. Slightly nicer apartment, eating out a bit more, nothing crazy. And 90 days later, you have nothing extra saved because the lifestyle grew with the income. It always does, for almost everyone, without them even noticing. The rule is simple. When your income goes up, your spending stays exactly the same for at least 6 months. Every extra dollar goes somewhere specific: savings, retirement account, debt, something with a purpose. After 6 months, you can decide to loosen up a little, but not automatically, not by default. $6,000 a year in raises, invested over 20 years, that becomes almost $250,000, or it becomes a slightly nicer version of the life you already had. Same money, your choice. Rule 3. Wait before you buy anything expensive. For anything over $100, wait 1 day for every $100 it costs. $200 thing, wait 2 days. $500 thing, wait 5 days. Because here's what happens in that time. The feeling fades. That urgent need you had, that feeling of, I really want this, it quietly disappears for a huge chunk of purchases. Not all of them. The ones you still want after waiting, buy those. But a surprising number of them you just forget about, and that's money still in your account. Every sale, every limited time offer, every one-click purchase button, it all exists to make you buy before that feeling fades. Now you know why. Rule 4. 3 bank accounts, not 1. 1 account only for bills, rent, electricity, phone, subscriptions, everything fixed. The exact amount transfers in at the start of the month. Bills come out automatically. Done. 1 account for day-to-day spending, food, gas, going out. This one has a limit per week. When it gets low, you slow down. 1 account for savings. You don't touch this one. You define before anything goes wrong what counts as a real emergency. Car breaking down? Yes. Dinner you didn't plan for? No. When everything is in 1 account, you genuinely don't know how you're doing until it's already too late. 3 accounts and you know exactly where you stand every single day without doing any math. Rule 5. Your car is eating your life and you don't realize it. The average car payment right now in America is $738 a month. The average person takes home around $3,800 a month. That's almost 20% of everything they earn. Just the payment, before insurance, before gas, before anything else. The rule is your car payment should never be more than 10% of what you take home. So, if you bring home $3,000 a month, your payment should be under $300. That probably means used. That probably means not the car you wanted. But the car you wanted is why a lot of people have nothing saved. A car gets you from one place to another. That's it. It is not worth the financial hole most people dig for it. Rule 6. Don't invest money you might need soon. The stock market goes down, sometimes a lot. In 2008, it dropped over 50%. In early 2020, it dropped 30% in a matter of weeks. It came back both times, but coming back takes time, sometimes years. So, if you put money into investments that you need in 2 years for a house or next year for something important, and the market drops right before you need it, you either sell at a loss or you don't buy the house. Neither is good. Simple rule. Money you need within 5 years stays somewhere safe. High-yield savings account, something boring, something that doesn't go down. Money you won't need for 5 years or more, that's what you invest. That distinction alone saves people from some of the most painful financial mistakes they ever make. Rule 7. Pay your credit card fully every month or don't use one. The average credit card charges around 21% interest per year. That means if you spend $3,000 and only pay the minimum, you're paying over $600 a year in interest for buying things you already bought, already used, already forgot about. Credit cards used right are actually useful. Rewards, protection, building your credit score. But the second you carry a balance, the card is no longer working for you. You're working for it. Full balance every month. If that's not possible right now, the card goes in a drawer until it is. Not because credit cards are evil, because 21% interest is a number that quietly destroys people's finances, and most of them don't even feel it happening. Rule 8. Call and negotiate your bills once a year. Phone bill, internet, car insurance, home insurance. Once a year, you call, you tell them you've been looking around and you've seen better rates, because you should actually look before you call, and you ask what they can do for you. Most people never do this, so companies never volunteer a better price. Why would they? People who do this every year save on average over $1,000 annually. That's just from phone calls. No investing knowledge required, no financial expertise, just asking. Insurance companies actually have a name for gradually raising prices on customers who never complain. They call it price optimization. Loyalty gets punished quietly. The people who call get better rates. The people who don't pay more every year for the exact same thing. Rule 9. Know your exact monthly minimum. Not what you like to spend, not your average, your floor. If everything went wrong tomorrow, no job, no income, what is the absolute minimum you need each month just to keep the lights on, keep a roof over your head, keep food in the house? Most people have no idea. They know roughly, they have a vague sense, but vague doesn't tell you how big your emergency fund needs to be. Vague doesn't tell you how much risk you can take with a job change. Vague keeps you anxious without giving you anything to act on. Sit down and add it up. Rent, utilities, minimum debt payments, basic food, transportation. Write the number down. That's your floor. Everything above it is a choice. Everything below it is a crisis. And now you actually know the difference. Rule 10. Never co-sign a loan for anyone, ever. When you co-sign, you are legally taking the loan yourself and letting them use the money. If they miss one payment, your credit score drops. If they stop paying entirely, the bank calls you for the full amount, not half, all of it. The Federal Trade Commission has found that around 75% of co-signed loans that go bad end up with the co-signer paying some or all of the debt, 3 out of 4. And here's the thing nobody says out loud. The reason your friend or family member needs a co-signer is that a bank, whose entire job is figuring out who to trust with money, said no. You're being asked to make a different call than the professionals whose job is to make exactly that call. If you want to help someone, give them money you can afford to lose, never your credit, never your legal liability. Rule 11. Emergency fund before you invest anything. People skip this because investing feels productive and an emergency fund feels like it's just sitting there doing nothing. But here's what happens when you invest without one. Unexpected bill shows up, car, medical, anything. You have 2 options. Pull money from your investments, possibly when the market is down, and lock in a loss, or put it on a credit card at 21% and pay interest on an emergency for months.
Both of those outcomes cost you more than whatever returns you were getting from investing. The emergency fund isn't doing nothing. It's making sure your investment strategy doesn't fall apart the first time real life shows up. 3 months of your floor number. That's the target. Keep it somewhere boring and accessible. Fill it before you put money anywhere else. Rule 12. Track your net worth, not your income. Your income is how much comes in. Your net worth is your actual position. Everything you own minus everything you owe. These are not the same thing, and confusing them is expensive. You can earn good money and have a negative net worth. Happens constantly. You can earn a modest income and have a growing net worth. Also happens constantly. The income number feels good. The net worth number tells the truth. Check it once a month. Takes a few minutes. Add up your savings, your retirement accounts, anything valuable you own.